Okay. I don't give myself nicknames. I don't, fall into that hole. That's a little bit much for me, even for me, right? So we went to the Cape a few times, and I have good Cape tournaments. I enjoy the challenge of the quality of pitching that we face, and you know, it's tournament time. You turn it up a notch a little bit. So Chris Curry, while we're sitting around on the back porch of the house we rent every year, enjoying ourselves after a couple games, he said, there's regular season Deano and then there's tournament Deano. And I guess tournament Deano kind of stuck because that year I had a good tournament. Last year, for the first 2 days of the Cape tournament, I was 8 for 8. I didn't make it out until the finals, and I still had a pretty good tournament, and we ended up winning. But even again, like the big part was there was an opportunity to get the big hit and drive the game-winning run in, and I ended up grounding out. And John Jones got up behind me and picked me up and drove in the game-winning run, a 9-8 win over a team that had thrown 4 minor league pitchers at us that day. So again, that's why I feel like our team is built for tournaments like this, because if it's not me, if it's not, somebody in the 3-4 hole or whatever it may be, it's the next guy. Every single one of these guys could easily bat 3 and 4 on any team that we play on. Everyone's got a role. Everyone's a great hitter. Everyone was an all-star somewhere, an MVP somewhere, a pro somewhere. These guys are all great ball players. And, it makes me laugh that I got the nickname, but, I'm trying my best to live up to it. So come tournament time, I feel like I flip a little bit of a switch, because in tournaments, it's a little bit different than regular seasons, right? You see the best of the best. Guys are building it for a short run at a championship. You're seeing everyone's number one. And each team has 2 or 3 number ones if you're going to win a tournament, right? In the regular season, I might see some guy that throws 55 miles an hour. And frankly, I don't do that well against that because I'm impatient. But when you bring your best, I'm going to bring my best. And usually my best is better than theirs. So that's where it's at. Mercedes Santana was released by the Toronto Blue Jays. Hell of a pitcher. Kid's got great stuff. Omar brought him into our South End Astros team that I happened to be the manager of that year. Great starting pitcher, won a lot of games, struck out a ton. Mercedes, was a little nonchalant sometimes, would be riding in from Lawrence. So sometimes it would be traffic, and sometimes it would be, a hesitation to get to the games, early enough to get a good warm up before the game. Most of the runs he ever gave up in the Hockey League were in the first inning because, sometimes he didn't have ample time to get loose. I think he's one of the best pitchers I've ever played with. And that being said, the challenge of hitting against him, I want to face the best all the time. And I think I'll thrive if he's, comfortable enough throwing his fastball. If he wants to throw that fastball, I'm going to tell you and tell everyone else, there isn't a guy in one of these tournaments or in any of these leagues yet that has thrown one by me. And Mercedes Santana is not going to be the first one. I think that he's got great stuff, like I said, and I think he's a dominant pitcher. Clearly, he made it to the pros, right? He's playing, in the Blue Jays organization. I know that given the right position, given the right situation, that if he throws that mistake, that the fence in left field at Trum Field is only 330, and it's about 28 feet high, and there's a short street and a little bit of a roof, that ball is going to end up on the roof. Now, I'm saying it all in good fun and challenging my friend who I managed. Omar sent this question out there to stir the pot a little bit and get some audience, and that's fine because he knows I can't help myself and say the dumbest things ever. But yeah, if he throws the fastball, I'm going to hit it out of the park. I'm going to swing for it anyway. We'll see what happens. Either I'm going to look real stupid or I'm going to look like a great hitter. Either one. We'll figure it out. This is going to be one of the most amazing tournaments in the local area, right? There's been a lot of work that has gone into it from Omar and all the managers getting their ball players together. everyone wants to represent their team, represent their country for Boston bragging rights. This could be the best baseball tournament in this area. If you miss this, I feel like you're missing out on the experience of learning new cultures, learning more about the ball players that are in this area, and watching really, really good baseball, quality baseball with quality baseball players. I mean, I can't see why you wouldn't want to see me, come down and see me either look like a fool or look like a hero. You know what I mean? Come down and watch the games. Check it out. It's going to be unbelievable baseball. See if all the hype's real. See if I live up to the hype. See if I'm just an idiot. You know what I mean? Most of you would probably think that, but you already know better.